Good evening, welcome back to the channel. Finally, after about 1.5 months, I'm out under the stars again. It's about time. I've brought Koen with me tonight and we're going to chase some Milky Way action. And I'm also going to test, hopefully, my new 50mm lens and an H-alpha filter. What's your plan?
I think I'm going to shoot the Milky Way at 24mm. I also have my H-alpha filter with me and maybe something with the 7200, but let's see what the night brings.
Let's see what happens, let's go. When using the laser, watch out for airplanes, because that can seriously annoy a pilot. And there are a lot of airplanes in this area, so we'll have to wait a little before we are going to polar align. Yeah, I think we're good now. Okay, so we are now finally set up. All our trackers are running. We had some startup issues because, especially for me, it's about 1.5 months ago. So I made some little mistakes, but right now everything's running just fine. I've put on my 50mm lens first. I'm making a horizontal sky stack on the star tracker, on the Move Shoot Move Nomad star tracker. And the focus is a little bit differently compared to the 20mm somehow. Maybe it's also because of the light pollution we see around the horizon. It's not as good as we hoped for, but we'll do a sky quality metering later. So let's see how it is. Still, we see the Milky Way here running over us. We see Cygnus very well. It's a really relaxed location here on the wooden path. We hear some birds, so we see some animals in the distance. And it's just very relaxed evening. So I'm doing a stack of 20 shots at ISO 800, I think, f2.8, at which the lens seems to perform pretty well. And we'll see how that goes. And in the meantime, we'll go on enjoying the night. So we are shooting the Milky Way, as I said before. You might think, but hey, Milky Way core season is over, right? Yeah, it kinda is, but there's so much more to the Milky Way than only the Milky Way core. We are now shooting the Great Rift region, which is just a region right above the core of the Milky Way, and it has a really dark dust band going right through it, which blocks the light emitted by the Milky Way stars. I think it's well worth shooting. Let's just hope that the light pollution on the horizon isn't blocking that light of the Milky Way also, but hey, we'll see. Still going strong here. And boom, just like that our night was cut short and became really expensive. Dutch people probably know what happened here. Was it all for nothing then? No, not entirely. At least we have some data to check out the 50mm performance. Also, although I hadn't shot my foreground yet, Koen was so kind to let me use his 20mm foreground exposure, which I cropped in to 50mm so that I could at least complete a conceptual idea of my initial plan. So we are now back into Lightroom down in the office, and let's take a look at the performance of the 50mm lens. Here is a raw file. You can see that I shot at ISO 800 50mm, of course 50mm because it's a prime lens. I've chosen to shoot at f2.8 on location. Next time I will of course also test it at f1.8, f2, etc. But I thought f2.8 would be a safe bet to get good performance. 20-second exposures on the Move Shoot Move Nomad star tracker, shorter than I am used to. That also says of course the challenge challenges we had facing the light pollution here. But yeah, furthermore, this is just a raw shot, only color corrected. You can see the original at the left, which is a bit more red or pink. That's because my camera is astro modified, which means it's more sensitive to H-alpha light. And also the vignette has been corrected just a little bit. Still at f2.8, I think it shows a bit of vignetting, nothing we can't handle. Actually, let me show you how I corrected the vignette. I've learned this trick from Richard Tetty. If you don't follow his channel, please do. He is really an awesome astrophotographer and astro vlogger also from Australia. What he does, if you decrease your midpoint here in the lens correction step to 0, and then you just adjust your vignette until you are happy, yeah, it works really well. I think it works better often than working with a profile correction. In this case I've set it to plus 29 or something, but it will differ per lens. Okay, so a bit of vignette, but nothing we can't handle. Let's check out the star performance. If we zoom in right on the middle of the frame, yeah, what's there to say? It's just tack sharp. I think it looks really good. What about the corners then? Let's zoom in to the upper left corner. Is there any coma, astigmatism, how do you call it? Stars which aren't round. Maybe a little bit, but come on, this is just so minor. This star maybe shows a little bit of chromatic aberration, but it is super usable, much better than I expected. Also the other corners, here the top right corner, yeah, it also looks, yeah, fantastic, I have to say. At least at f2.8, let's take a look at the lower corners. I expect kind of the same. Yeah, it looks really good. I'm super happy with this lens, at least shooting it at f2.8. As I said, next time I will definitely also check it out at f1.8, f2 and see what the sweet spot is. Yeah, good performance. So I have shot about 20 tracked shots and I've stacked 16 because there were some very ugly airplanes flying through my frame, and if I process it, my sky shots, it looks like this, which I am relatively happy with. I've had some issues with some banding, which you can see here. We had pretty much haze in the sky, which, yeah, can cause a bit of yeah, banding issues if you push it too far. So I've pushed it maybe a little far here, but still I'm really happy with this result, especially for such a short night as we had. What I did now, I wasn't able on location to shoot my foreground, but I asked Koen, hey, can I maybe use your 20mm foreground, which you shot at the beginning of the evening? And what I did, I cropped it down to ×2, which exactly matches then a 50mm composition. And if I combine it, I at least sort of can complete a conceptual idea of what I had in mind. I also had in mind to make a selfie, maybe shine a little light to make that light orb effect, but hey, that didn't happen. Maybe the next time, but I hope you like the result still. Also, of course, Koen's result, which he shot at 24mm, and yeah, if you like it, give me a thumbs up, follow the channel if you haven't already, and yeah, let me know what you think. I'm really curious. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I'll see you on the next one, hopefully to shoot a comet. Let's see what will happen. Bye bye.